You, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. Like, share the video, and all that good stuff. Yes, we are back with another episode coming at you from chooseyourrelationships.com. Offer of love. Can't wait. Which can be found on Amazon.com. And P.S. and by the way, don't forget to check out the Patreon as well. You know, lately I've been dropping fire over there. Hot fire over there lately. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget to check out the Patreon. You know, if you like what I'm talking about over here, the Patreon is smoking compared to this. You know what I'm saying? Not saying this ain't good over here, but you know, I can really say what I want to say, uncut, unfiltered, on the other side, if you know what I mean. You know, so check that out. You know, like and share this episode, and we're gonna do like we always do over here. We're gonna talk that talk, and we're gonna go out and make it happen, baby. You dig? So yeah, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in this crazy world that we live in. As usual, it hasn't changed much since I've been living. However, I had a wise man and a wise woman tell me that we should only focus on the things that we can control. We should not worry about the things that we can't control. Because I think they told me something like if you worry, you're praying to the devil. Yeah, that's what they told me. If you worry too much, you're praying to the devil. Yeah, that's what my parents told me, man. So they said, hey, don't focus on the things that you can control. Focus on the things that you can do. You can make a difference. And believe it or not, there's a lot of things that we can do. We just don't think or believe we can do in most cases. You know, like I know a lot of people want to do a lot of stuff or want to do a little bit of stuff, but they just don't know how to do it. And a lot of this comes from them having the wrong information. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have had the wrong information so many times, they lost hope. A lot of people have lost hope. They might have the desire, but they lost hope because of the people that they've been hanging around. You know, people, you know, because you got to think about it. You're only as strong as the people that you have around you. It doesn't matter how much talent and how good you are. You know what I'm saying? But you're only as strong as the people you're around. You can be the best player in the group, on the team. But if the other set of players around you are garbage, well, you're not going to be able to build. You're not going to be able to win on that team. And a lot of us have been on winning teams, But somehow we forgot how shit really works. Like I give you an example. There's some guys and gals that I used to be with in the military, and even some that might have played sports with back in the day. Now they understand the group concept. They understand everything because we've been on winning teams. We accomplished a lot in a very short period of time. But for whatever reason, when we moved on and got into other things, or some people just move on with their life, they kind of forgot what all the concepts that we learned and principles that we learned. Yeah, it's like, and I don't understand it. You know, I like some of these people that I have to ask them, did we go in the Navy together? Yeah, you know, when you got out, or did you ever go in? Because some of these guys and gals are doing things. I'll be like, bro, what are you doing? That shit is never gonna work. You know, that's why I said talent is overrated. Because you're only as strong as the people that you have around you. And there's a lot of people that have much smarter than me, have more talent than me, and it just didn't make it. Something happened. Some might have died. Some might end up in jail. Some freak accident might have happened. And a lot of it has to do with them being around the wrong crowd. That's why my parents used to always tell me, be careful with the company you keep. Because you just never, if some shit go down and you're around these types of people that don't have nothing to lose or just don't care, or they just don't care about you. Selfish, thinking of self-centered, and some people just straight up don't give a fuck. Cutthroat motherfuckers. If you're around people like that and some shit go left, what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna get it to telling. They're gonna start telling they're gonna start lying they're gonna start lying. They're gonna cooperate and they're gonna do whatever it takes. And in most cases, they volunteered some fucking information. They didn't have to start running their mouth. You know, if the cop is asking you for some info, or any law enforcement person, if they're asking you for some info, they ain't got shit. Keep your damn mouth closed. But if you're around the wrong people, well, they're gonna fuck all y'all. That's how it usually go down. You know, that's why the jails is packed. The jails is packed not because the majority of people did the shit. The jails is packed because a lot of people ran their damn mouth. The woman who run your woman you with, she ran her mouth. Your buddies, they ran their mouth. They didn't have to do that shit. So you gotta be careful with the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, when it comes to the women, the woman is smashing the police, the detective on the side that got you locked up, that got your buddy locked up. Your woman is smashing the damn detective. That's how your buddy ended up in jail. Your buddy didn't get caught doing anything. You probably didn't get caught doing anything. Your girlfriend, your gal that you love so much, sold you out because the bitch didn't care about you in the first place. She wasn't really down with you like that. Oh, maybe y'all was having a good time. And see, here's where we get in trouble at. A lot of us, we don't really know what type of girl we associating with. We don't really know what type of girl we hanging with. We don't even know. A lot of these guys are fucking with hood rats and don't even know the difference. They can't tell the difference between a hood rat and a square chick. I don't understand that shit. How do you not know this bitch is a hood rat? How do you not know this is a hood bitch? I mean, are you kidding me? And what you think gonna happen? If shit get tough, what do you think she gonna do? You think she's gonna stick around? In most cases, that bitch gonna be gone. A lot of us, we can't tell. A lot of guys today can't tell the difference between a hood rat and a square chick. They can't. And they'll wife the hood chick, the hood rat. They'll wife the chick up, get her pregnant. You know that shit is not going to end well. Come on, man. You got to know it ain't going to end well. It's not. And see, we get caught up because they fun to be around. Yeah, they're fun to be around, but shit. And the sex good too. Don't forget about that. The sex good because she don't hold back. Hood rats and just a lot of women that are mentally, how should I say this? Mentally challenged, I would say. Something's wrong with them mentally. They don't hold back. And so that's why the sex is going to be so good. The average square chick, she ain't going to go all out like that the first time y'all have sex. Like, first time y'all have sex. And a lot of us get caught up because we like how the woman makes us feel. And that's a great thing if it's the right woman. Don't let it be a hood rat. Then we want to wife the hood rat up. We want to wife up. You can't wife up Megan Thee Stallion. We want to get the girl pregnant, and then when it don't work out, we mad. Come on, man. You got to know this shit wasn't gonna last. Y'all might have a good run, might have a good time, And then a lot of dudes be, well, if I have them the only women I run into. Well, you need a new location, bro. You need to get out more. You need to go places. Go places outside of your town, your city. You ain't got to leave the state. Your state is big enough to go to another town 30, 40 minutes, an hour away, 2 hours away. Your state is big enough. You don't got to leave your state. Everybody can't afford to leave their state. I get it. But you don't got to leave the state. You can just go drive an hour or two away. You in a completely different town, completely different people. And there's a good chance nobody knows you. You know what I'm saying? You meet some women that ain't from the hood. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been mentally, emotionally, psychologically damaged. You know what I'm saying? And some dudes will be like, well, if I don't fuck with them, well, who else? Who is going to be? I'm like, look, first of all, you're approaching this thing wrong. Sleeping with women shouldn't be a goal in the first place. You know what I'm saying? That's like icing on the cake. That's like, hey, we're in the moment. We're having a good time. I'm enjoying your company. You're enjoying my company. We vibing. The shit is natural. Hey, let's make it happen. It's like a mutual bond, mutual consent. We vibing. She feeling me, I'm feeling her, and bam, let's go. Let's do this. That's how it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be one of those things where you got to negotiate and talk about everything. You got to pay and all this bullshit. You got to trick off. That's not natural. You know, that's a different type of sex. When you have to pay and trick off, that type of sex ain't the same as when it happens naturally or organically, like some people like to say. It ain't the same. And ask me how I know. I know it ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they say you don't knock it till you tried it. Well, goddamn, when I tried it, I didn't like it. I tricked off one time, I didn't like it. I ain't doing this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel good about myself. I did that shit when I was in Dubai. I said I'll never do it again. You know what I'm saying? I was fucking with this Russian chick. I'm like, oh, fuck this. I ain't doing this no more. And I didn't actually want to do it. I just did that shit because I didn't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want no problems. And that's a long story. I'm not going to get into what happened. But the shit went left. So I was like, I'm going to just pay this little money and I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. You know? But a lot of guys be like, oh, I have a hard time just smashing, right? Look, okay, let's get to that. If you go to Walmart and you go to Target, if you can't get the Walmart girl, Target girl, the girl at the doctor's office, the girl at the dentist, and we frequent these places often. I know I do. Now you might not go to the dentist often. I do. I go to the dentist every 3 to 4 months to get my teeth cleaned. So every 3 to 4 months, I go to the dentist and get my teeth cleaned. I go to Walmart and Target all the time, right? If them girls at the retail store or at the doctor's office or at the dentist's office, if you don't have at least one girl making a pass, choosing at the doctor's office, dental office, or at Walmart, Kmart if you got them, or Target, if you don't have at least one girl making a pass every once in a while, you're probably the problem. The problem is probably you. You know, these are not the cream of the crop type of women now. Let's just be honest. At the doctor's office, at the dentist's office, at at Walmart, Kmart, Target. These are not the cream of the crop women. These are not the most intelligent women in the world. And I'm not knocking these women, but it is what it is. But if you're not getting, if them women at them spots, at the restaurant, at the bar, if you go, I don't go as often as I used to. At the wine spot, at the resort, hotel, you know, if you're out and about and hitting up these spots from time to time, and even at the events that you might attend, conference, whatever, if you're not getting at least a pass or no woman makes a kind of subtle move, and the shit might go over your head. You might not even be paying attention sometimes, or when you leave the spot, you might be like, "Oh, wait a minute, was she making a pass at me or something like that?" That was kind of a weird interaction. If you don't get that from every once in a while, you're probably the problem. There's something wrong, you know, because these are not the cream of the crop type women here. And I'm not knocking them. It is what it is. These are kind of like, it's like these are just average women. And there's not wrong with average women. These are average or sometimes below average women working at these spots, at these businesses. But you should get a pass, a wink, or a comment, or something every once, especially if you go to a doctor's office or a dentist's office and you see the same women all the time, every time you go. They used to your face. They used to seeing you, because ain't a lot of people coming every 3 to 4 months at a dentist. No. You know what I'm saying? So if you go there every 3 to 4 months, you should get at least one woman that make a pass. At least one. If not, well, something wrong. Something's wrong with that. Yeah, there's something. You might need to. You might need to step it up. You might need to change something. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't know what that is. I'd have to talk to you directly. You know what I'm saying? But I go to these places. I've been going to these places for years, and I've been getting women be choosing. Sometime one, sometime two. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't really looking for it. I ain't really, I ain't taking nobody up on it like that. Know what I'm saying? Because I don't really, some of these women, some of them don't be my type. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some they be all right, but some of them ain't my type. Some of them a little heavy, some of them a little, it's just not my cup of tea. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I know if I was to, follow up, so to speak, that I could take her down. I could take one down if I wanted to. She would be down for the get down. You know what I'm saying? And because women, if a woman is attracted to you, she's trying to smash. Eventually. I mean, when it's going to happen, that's up to you. That's up to the man. That's up to you, how you want it to go. But a woman is not going to, most women, there's some women that are bold with it. But most women are going to say little things here and there, and they want you to make the power move. They're not going to come out and say, hey, give me your phone number and let me call you. The average woman ain't going to do that. Especially if she's at work. Now there's some women that are bold, but the average woman, no. Because they don't want to get rejected, and they're at the job, and they don't want to be judged at the job, and I can go down the line the reason why that is. But they'll keep saying stuff over and over, making little jabs, coming up with little passes. Some of the shit might go over your head because you're not really in that mindset. You kind of like, hey, I came here for the dentist, for a checkup to get my teeth clean or whatever. You ain't really thinking about collecting no numbers. Because going to the dentist is already an uncomfortable situation anyway. It's already an uncomfortable environment anyway. Going to the doctor is already an uncomfortable environment to go in anyway. Regardless of why you're there, this shit ain't comfortable for most people. So you're not really thinking about no woman. I know I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about, that's the last thing I'm thinking about is a woman if I'm in a dentist or a doctor's office. So a woman might say some shit, it might go over my head, and later on I'll be like, oh, that bitch was choosing. I'm like, oh, well, I'll catch you next time, man. Shit. It happens. But if that don't happen to you every once in a while, then something's wrong. See, women see what they want and they go get it. They put in their bid, they put in the offer. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit work. And it's up to you whether you accept her offer. It's kind of like an offer it's kind of like when you're looking for a house or some form of real estate. Could be a business or a house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You see what you want. You see the price. You see the interest rate. What the interest rate would be. You see how much they want down. You look at all the numbers, and you call that dumbass realtor and be like, "Yo, I want to put on an offer for this property." It's the same thing. And the seller, they'll either accept the offer or they not, or they won't. So me as the guy, I would be the seller, and the woman would be the realtor, well, or the buyer. You know what I'm saying? It works the same way. You know. But if you don't have that experience from time to time, I'm not saying it has to happen every day or every week. But I'm going to say within 90 days, within a 90-day time span, if you're out and about all the time, you're going to Walmart, Target, whatever retail stores in your area, you're going to the grocery store, maybe you meet a bunch of people all the time, you go to the dentist every 3 to 4 months, you go to the doctor for your checkups or whatever. If you don't get a woman don't choose up on you every 90 days, at least one time, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Like for real. Especially today. Oh man. Today, women can't help it. Today. I that's my opinion. I think some women can't help it. When it comes to certain guys, if a certain guy comes into a woman's presence, some women can't help but to be attracted to them. They can't help it but to make it known that they're attracted to that guy. It doesn't happen to every guy she comes into contact with. But there's a certain type of guy almost every woman would meet or see from time to time. And she has to make it known that she's attracted to that guy. She can't help it. And it doesn't matter who's around either. You could be in public. Her friends could be around. She could be at the job. It can be the most inappropriate time to make it known. You could be at the job. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, God damn, we're at work. You know what I'm saying? Her mind is completely, she forgot she at work. She done forgot she at work. You know what I'm saying? Because her mind is kind of gone. Because that's how strong the attraction is. You know what I'm saying? You know? That's how it is sometimes with a lot of women. I think some women just can't help it. And some women get they kind of act they get like very childlike. Like how we was as a kid. And some women go too far. They start to be over I would say they display too much sex appeal. They display too much sex appeal when they get in front of certain types of guys. And they can't, and see, the attraction is so strong, they can't help it. You know, they get all up in the guy's space, all in his face. And the guy might not like it, but he ain't gonna say back up. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, if he like a woman, he ain't gonna say back up. But he knows that this shit is inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't happen all the time. To almost any guy, unless you're like a celebrity or something like that, or a rapper, some kind of entertainer, or just a well-known guy in your town or in your city or something like that. But for the average guy, that don't happen all the time. Even for me, that don't happen all the time. But it happens, and I don't say, hey, back up, give me some space. Are you all in my space? I don't say that. I kind of like, I talk like I would talk to anybody, and I kind of like smile, and I just try to see what she's about, and then I just move on. You know what I'm saying? Do I get the phone number? Sometimes, but I just move on. You know what I'm saying? I know what she wants, but if I was to take it there, it would go down, but I ain't trying to take every woman down that I run into. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how this shit work out here. I've been around. This shit ain't as complicated as people make it out to be. Really, at the end of the day, people are people. A man is a man supposed to be a man, and a woman's supposed to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't like playing their position. Some people try to be a man and a woman, and some people try to be a woman and a man. But that shit is out of balance. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, even the person that is out of balance is going to meet the right type of person. And they said nature always corrects itself. So this shit is going to go down when it's supposed to go down. If the right person walk in the room, or if you encounter the right person. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that shit is. That's how that shit is. And this ain't got nothing to do with your belief and what your mama told you, what your dad said, and my religion, and who God is your God is not my God, and you're black, I'm white, and he's a racist, and this ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit. This goes above and beyond all that shit. You know what I'm saying? This is basic shit, by the way. Once you strip all the bullshit away, this ain't got nothing to do with no money and how many dates you've been on last month, how many people you slept with over the past 2 years, and what's your body count. Once you get past all that bullshit and get to the basics, this shit is simple. This shit ain't complicated. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that complicated at all. I got the penis, you got the vagina. That's and my job is to get to know you and see if this thing is a good fit for all of us, not just her, me too. You know what I'm saying? Can we coexist with each other? You know what I'm saying? And me being who I am, I know who I am. She might not know who she is, and that's another thing. But I know who I am, so I have the advantage. And 9 times out of 10, I have the advantage. Not just because I'm a man, because I understand how this shit go out here. I understand. I've been living long enough. I know how this shit go. I understand what works, what don't work, what makes sense. I understand how in most cases, I understand how she was raised based on where she from, um, maybe her language she speak, or maybe she speak one language just like me. I understand some of the lies she probably been told. So, it's a whole lot of bullshit. But I have the advantage because I've studied a lot. I've traveled, studied a lot, seen a lot. I hear a lot. I listen a lot. Most people are not like me. Most people don't study and they haven't traveled like me. So that's how I know I have the advantage. When I meet a woman, I know I have an advantage because the longer she stays around me, she's going to like me. She's going to like something, at least one thing about me. As long as she stays around me, and I'm almost every woman that have stuck with me for a long period of time, months, years. Every last one of them said, "Hey, I learned a lot from him." Every last one of them has said that. You know what I'm saying? They can't say that about every other guy they've been with, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like everybody else. I understand this and I know this. Most people don't study like me. They haven't traveled like me, and they don't have a background like me. They wasn't raised like me. I was raised very differently. I wasn't raised like most people. My parents raised me. My parents gave me a lot of freedom, but I still had structure. Yeah, I still had structure. They gave me a lot of freedom. I still had structure. They and my both of my parents expected a lot out of me at a young age. Some of it I delivered, some of it I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But that still made me want to be great in whatever I chose to get involved with. You know, and growing up, I never told this story, but growing up, I was on stage. I did a lot of plays. I used to speak a lot. I used to I was always I used to go places, meet a lot of different people from all walks of life. Um, you know, so I was always the leader. I was never the follower. You know what I'm saying? I was raised to be that way. That's the thing. It didn't happen overnight. That's what you have to understand. And see, I saw my parents do things that I wanted to do growing up. I wanted to be like my parents growing up. I didn't want to be like Michael Jordan. I didn't want to be like uh, some damn celebrity or some shit like that growing up. Nah, I wanted to be like my parents growing up. I used to go places with my parents, and my mom was like a fucking local celebrity, yo. My mom, everybody knew my mom growing up from all over South Carolina, Florida, New York, North Carolina, Georgia, all over the country. People knew my mom. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think about it. This is a time when no fucking internet when my parents were growing up. My mom was born in 1933, and my dad was born in 1925. So what no internet? That they was meeting people belly to belly, face to face. And I seen them meet people, talk to them in a certain type of way. And I was like, yo, how the hell you get people to warm up to you like that? You know what I'm saying? Now, let's be clear. My mom was a very attractive woman. Let's just get that out of the way. But it takes more than just being an attractive woman, man or woman. My mom had charm, charisma. She had all of that. She made people laugh. She made them smile. She helped out. If they ever needed anything, she helped out. Or if she couldn't do it, she pointed them in the right direction. Somebody that could help them. And I seen her do that shit all her life until she died. You know what I'm saying? Both of them, my mom and my dad. So that's why I am the way I am. That's why I understand how people grow up. It affects how they think. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that you can cut through that bullshit too. I understand how to cut through all that bullshit, all the bullshit beliefs that they might have. You know what I'm saying? And see, the other day, the reason why I'm saying this, the other day, this person that I've been known for 10 years now. She's from Guatemala. And she said when and I didn't even know this until lately. But she said I made her have more hope. I made her believe that she could love again. I made her believe that she could feel something for somebody again. Now, I didn't even know this shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just don't know how you can affect somebody. You don't know where shit could go when you meet somebody. I didn't even know that. I didn't know I had that effect on her. She was like, "You're just different. You're pure. You're genuine. You don't like judge people as much as other people do." And I was like, "No, I don't, because if you have to judge somebody all the time, it's best for you to just get away from them, because it ain't gonna work." I mean, if you have to get into name calling somebody and pushing them down, and you try to be with them, that shit ain't gonna work. Either you can, if you can't accept somebody for who they are, just get away from their ass. That's your best bet. You can't talk shit to somebody and expect them to be the best they can be. That shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And see, when I encounter a woman, I understand all that shit. I have the upper hand. I know where she's coming from. She ain't got the best people around her. She ain't got the best people around her. They ain't trying to. Most people, nobody's really listening to nobody today. Nobody's really paying attention. Nobody. Yeah, they hear what you're saying, but they ain't paying attention to you like that. They're not. I understand this. Before I ain't meet them, I understand this. So when I meet them, I'm bigging them up. I got them feeling like they're 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I got them laughing, smiling, feeling better about themselves. And they actually like themselves better around me. And you know what's going to happen over time if I choose to stay around them long enough, or vice versa. Them panties going to come off, baby. You know what it is. That's how it works. It ain't that the only reason why this would be complicated for anybody, man or woman, is if you have bad social skills. If you have bad social skills, it's going to be difficult. Everything is going to be difficult for you if you have bad social skills. You can't rule with an iron fist in every area of your life. If you try to rule with an iron fist in every area of your life, people are going to resent you. Your kids won't like you. Your bitch won't like you. Your parents might not even like you. Your sisters and brothers probably won't like you either. You can't rule with an iron fist, and everybody's just not going to respond to that shit the same. You know, and I'm not saying you should worry about how people respond all the time, but you have to figure out what works for you. And I'm telling you that iron fist way of thinking, that don't work that ain't gonna work. Not in this day and time. You gotta be able to finesse these situations, these relationships. You have to become the finesser. You know what I'm saying? So, and when women pick up on it, you don't really have to explain shit to them. They know what it is. They can feel it. They can feel the vibe. They can feel the vibe. It feels right. It feels good. And before you know it, she's all over you. She can't get enough. She got to have it. Just like candy. Ow. That's how the shit work, man. Works like clockwork. Every time. You know what I'm saying? That's how the shit work, man. It ain't that complicated. You know, women, I think the biggest obstacle for women, they have to like what they see. Women have to like what they see. Now, there's a lot of women out here will say, well, looks ain't that important. Nah, that's not true. They're just saying that just to be nice. That's all. You know, now if there's some women will try to look past how the guy look. But see, that's not true. Let me tell you why that's a lie. This same woman will get with a guy that she's not attracted to, and she'll say, hey, why don't you go to the gym? Why don't you eat this? Why don't you take that? That's now she's trying to change the guy that she just said that looks didn't matter. Why don't you dress like this? She just said looks didn't matter. That's why that's not true. Looks do matter for women. That's why I said the woman has to like what she sees when she's looking at you from across the table. Women say stuff just to be nice. That's all. Because you know the average woman they're not used to hurting nobody's feelings or saying some raw and ruthless shit. The average woman ain't like that. They weren't raised to be like that. You know, that's why if a guy starts talking a little rough, being aggressive, a lot of women look at that as very harsh. Even if it ain't towards them, it might be towards somebody else. He's kind of rough, a little harsh, a little tough around the edges. You know? Because they're not raised to be like that way. Unless she's a hood bitch or she's damaged. You know, the hood destroys women, men and women. Yeah, the hood destroys men and women. You know, or she had to defend for herself. She might have had kids and shit early. That bitch gonna be hard body, especially if she out in them streets trapping or some shit like that. That destroys the hood. Destroys people. You know, the hood destroys people. You know, I feel for those men and women. See, I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up in the hood. You know, spoiler alert. I know. Spoiler alert. I didn't grow up in the hood. You know, but I can understand how it destroys people. It turns you into a fucking monster. You become like a predator if you grow up in the hood. And most people never break those bad habits. Even if they get up out of the hood and they go into another neighborhood that's a quote nice neighborhood, they never break those bad programming, those bad habits. It's pretty much stuck with that way of thinking for the rest of their life. Because you got to think about it, they grew up half of their life in the hood, in the ghetto, going through all type of chaos and like a fucking war zone. Some of these neighborhoods are like a fucking war zone, man. Like LA, like LA, There's some neighborhoods in LA is like a fucking war zone, man. Like in Florida too. Oh, they grow up in that shit for 25, 30 something years of their life, and they find a way to make it out. It's hard to, the residue, the memories, they don't go nowhere. You know, now they might not practice the same thing they used to do when they was in the hood, but it's still there. They can't get rid of, that's who they are. It's kind of like a dope fiend, a crackhead. This is a good example. It's kind of like a crackhead. You might have a crackhead. You might have this guy or girl that was doing all kind of crazy shit. Let's use a woman, because a man that used to smoke crack and a woman that used to smoke crack is different. It's the same but different. Well, let's take a woman that used to be a crackhead. She was a crackhead for 40 years, 20, 30 years, some shit like that, right? Now she's 50. She kicked the habit. She's been clean for 5 years, but she still got those bad habits. Even though she's clean, but she still got them bad habits, the manipulation, the mind games, the bait and switch. It's still there. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. She still got them bad ways of manipulating men and women. You know, she'll bait and switch. She'll say she's going to do something, don't do it. She'll say she's going to show up, don't show up. And that's the same shit she was doing when she was getting high. And she's clean. So it's the same bad programming, very similar to someone that grew up in the hood. And I'm telling you, if you a type of guy like me, I'm from a small town. I raised in a small town. And let me tell you how it is where I'm from. I'm from a town where everybody know each other directly or indirectly. And people look out for each other. Whatever you need, somebody knows how to get it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody knows how to get it. Somebody knows somebody. And I can sleep with the door open at nights. And I actually done that when I went home. I passed out. I didn't do it on purpose, but I passed the fuck out in the living room at my parents' house, and the door was wide open all night long. And no one came in and robbed me, none of that bullshit. Because we know each other. We know each other's family. We know each other's kids. Directly or indirectly. So that's the type, this type of town where I'm from. Everybody knows everybody, directly or indirectly. Young and old. It don't matter. People look out for each other. And you don't necessarily have to know the person directly. You might know their mama or their daddy. They'll be like, hey, who's your peoples? I'll be, oh, okay, I know your mama. I know your daddy. So that's where I'm from. I ain't from no cutthroat motherfuckers, where they stab you in the back, rob you, kill your whole family. No, I ain't from that. If you where I'm from, you couldn't get away with robbing nobody. If you rob somebody where I'm from, there would be some consequences. And you won't be able to run because they know your family. They know where your family live at. Somebody would find out. You would have to leave town or some shit like that. And that has happened in the past. So that's where I'm from. Where I'm from, there's still a community left. There's a black community there. that's actually still there. Like for real, for real. It ain't no makeup shit. So that's what I saw when I was growing up. And it's still there. You know what I'm saying? I can go back home right now. You know? And it's like I never left. You know? So that's where I'm from. That's how I was raised. It's totally different environment versus being in a big city. Where in a big city, shit, you don't know these motherfuckers. They from all over the fucking world, all over the place. You don't know them. Shit, they might be a killer. These guerrilla motherfuckers from all over these other countries. You don't know these motherfuckers. You don't. You might meet them. You might think they cool. Shit. You don't know this damn woman. You just met her 2 weeks ago. He might look good. That's it. You know? Oh, hey, I'm going to put the link in here, man. You know, tell me what you think. Tell me some of your stories. What up, Mike? I can't wait. You can't be starting stories and not finishing them. Absolutely. The hood is hard. The hood is hard. Yeah, the hood is hard, man. The hood destroys people, man. It destroys women. The hood, let me tell you what the hood, if you stay in the hood, you can't develop the way you're supposed to. You have to grow up fast, you know, get violent and rugged. That's what the hood does to people. You can't develop. You can't even be a kid if you stay in the hood. You can't be a kid if you stay in the hood, bro. You have to develop fast because them damn kids, even the kids are ruthless in the hood. You got to whip their ass. Even you have to whip their ass when you don't even want to whip their ass. Because if you don't whip their ass, they'll keep fucking with you. So the hood ain't shit, man. It ain't. And then we grow. If you grow up in the hood, you hanging around other girls that's in the hood. They going through the same shit you going through, or even worse. And y'all fuck. You get her pregnant. Y'all have kids. And now you're raising the next generation of failures. If you don't get out of that environment, your kids they're gonna be just like you or even worse in most cases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hello. How you doing?
All right.
I'm not on the road right now. Sorry
Well,
about
it
that.
sound like you driving.
I am. Yeah. No, I got it down below, so I don't have anything in my way. So ain't got nothing in my hands. But yeah, it's you got to give people leeway, but at the same time, you know that it's hard to take that part of you, you know, unless you got family like that together with you that can coach you out of it, that you can trust. Like, say, for instance, in my family, we got city, suburbs, rural family members. So it's big enough that there's people in each section. If you feel uncomfortable in an area, you come talk or deal with the other person. I'm I'm starting at the wrong end. Baltimore is the biggest small town in the country. To me, that's what it is. Everybody knows somebody else somehow. It may be 100,000 people here, but somewhere on the other side, my family's gonna know about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's hard for them to take that out of them. You know, it's hard for them to even continue with it because they don't trust you. They don't trust anybody. I guess that's what I see.
Yeah.
Cause like my ex right now, she don't, she even looks at, I can tell right now she looks at me like I'm the only person she can trust. And I'm like, there's other people you can trust, but still, I mean, if I'm the only person you can trust, why are we not together? I'm not trying to be together with you, but you do understand that doesn't sound right. So I'm just like, I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't. There's some people, man, you just can't be around.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're cool. We're cool. So that's all right.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of it's kind of like it's kind of like a street dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the hood or whatever, and maybe he got out of the hood and started a couple businesses, and he's well off, way beyond where he came from or whatever.
Right.
But even that guy, he can't get away from them street rules.
Yeah, they keep coming up with the same thing and do this, how I put it, let you burn, you didn't tell anybody else what was going on, type of stuff. I'm like, I work here too, and I'm black. At least I remember I am. Yeah, why aren't you looking out for me?
Yeah,
I'm with you. Oh shit, they're closed. I'm with you. I'm not trying to cut you behind the back. What's going on here? Let me know what's going on.
yeah,
Um, but at the same time, and I'm letting them know what's going on. So it's not like it's not a tit for tat thing. It's not like you don't know that you're supposed to be doing this, but you chose to cut me. So it's like, what the fuck was that about?
yeah. They know what they're doing. I think in most cases they've been doing the same thing for so long, and they don't
Wrong.
to them.
Right, because if you don't do it, you look like a sucker. And if you do it, it may be a bad position, but it's better than looking like a sucker. And I'm just like, yeah, but we'd all be good, not just you. And we have a more solid platform to stand on. And I'm just like, and I don't know, I can't roll like that.
Me either.
But then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the thing is they kind of glorify this shit sometimes because they'll be like, oh, he's smart, or he's from New York or whatever, and they be like, when they get over on somebody, they kind of look at it like, well, oh shit, well this is just how it's supposed to be. This is how it is. Hell no, it ain't. No, not in my book.
Man, well, I'm not.
I'm like, nah, homie, I ain't gonna let you take advantage of me. No, man,
No, but I mean, I'm not gonna hate on them. But just some things that I don't like, then gotta keep moving. I mean, you can't change people. You can tell them what you don't like and what you see,
Oh,
and how I
no.
think that the image that has been thrown on certain people in our community is disrespectful and disgraceful. I think an apology is owed, and furthermore, into our media culture, they need to correct it. I also think that many of us have become aware of what's happening through hiring at some of these companies. Where it seems that now that I'm not the only one now, we've been asking around that it's location based. If you are a black person from this area, you ain't getting the job, but you're from here, you're gonna get the job. It's just like I'm not comfortable right now, especially not here. Especially not here. I ain't gotta deal with it anymore, but but there's things that have to remedy themselves, and I know it'll remedy itself over time. But I'm just saying, people see that, and it, you know, it's a problem. But calm our heads will prevail. Let it go. Just let it go, because you're not going to change it with anger. You're gonna just
No,
let it go.
especially if they're over 40, they're not changing.
No, they're not. They're not. Even if they see the ball coming, they're not.
No, that's just at some point that way of thinking becomes who they are.
I don't want to put them down. I want them to survive. I want them to be strong. That's it. I want the kids to be strong and them to feel safe. And do the same for mine and for me. That's all
Yeah.
I ask. Um, I don't know what else you want to talk about.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Thanks for coming on. I'm about to get off here, man.
Okay. All right. Oh, one more question. Don't you find that funny that they told those people about it, that thing imploding?
Say that again.
That thing that went down to the Titanic or was trying to go down there. Don't you find that funny that the Navy told them that it imploded?
Oh well, they tell what they want to tell.
I mean, it did. What I'm saying is, normally they wouldn't tell anybody shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised.
But I'm not saying they did anything. No, they didn't do anything. But I'm gonna tell you right now, one of their subs had to be within 30 miles of that shit. I know that.
Yeah,
Because
what location was that in anyway?
huh?
What location was that
Um, it was out in open seas, like 400 off of Nova Scotia and 900 from Massachusetts. It was right over the Titanic. So,
in?
so what is?
They can see, man. They can see everything, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, since I was a little kid, I knew about that stuff. My dad and my uncles told me all about it. My dad was in the Navy and all that, and my uncles. We've been in the military family for years, so fine.
Yeah, they.
And I'm telecom, but that ain't got nothing to do with me, so I can say whatever I want about that. I can't touch.
More than likely, man, something went down, but they just don't want to say it.
No, I mean, they heard what happened. I'm just like, let me put it this way. This is a sub made from carbon fiber with titanium, and it's not in a shape that it needed to be. He had it in an oval shape or whatever, a box, and it needed to be a circle, right? So already he was doing stupid shit. All right, so you already know he messed up. Something's going to happen eventually. But also at the same time, you see somebody using something of a new technology. So if I'm a sub captain, or if I'm a admiral for that area, what's the thing that I'm going to do? I'm going to send one of my people out there with a sub to try to detect it, to see if they can detect it, just passively or actively, to see if you can do it. And I bet you somebody was sitting out there watching it, listening, and they heard that shit. And I don't mean just hearing it explode. I mean hearing them talking in there right before, because before it imploded, they said he released the ballast or whatever, so it could float back to the surface, and it was trying to surface. So I think that's another thing too. Those people that own that company in line, they knew it was a problem when it was and they knew that it's something that bad had happened already. So
I don't know. I don't even know none of these people.
I'm just saying the whole thing sounds funny, and I'm just like, why? Any other time you would have never told anybody anything. Why tell them now? Don't tell me it's a billionaire, because there's a couple of billionaires' planes dropped all over the place. All over the place.
But
they're planes in the ocean. There's one there off the coast of California right now. Nobody picked up.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even know you had people outside of the military with subs. I didn't like when they allow this shit.
Well, Ballard was doing that. All these other guys were doing that. They used them to find those other Navy subs, the Fisher and the Scorpion. Those are the two subs my father and my uncles told me about when I decided I wanted to get in the military. They told me all these different stories about being in the military, and they told me those two subs. I said, I am not going to enter the Navy at all. I just,
You don't have to go on the sub, bro.
no, I know, but it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So when they said, oh, they went to find the special, and I said, spoken to, yeah, yeah, okay, I got you.
I
Um,
never well, I never wanted to go on the sub because the one of the main reasons why I never want to go on the sub because you got to stand for at least 8 years.
oh God.
So I ain't standing no 8 years.
But you guarantee, a lot of stuff when you come to.
I don't know. I never. I don't know.
But then again, you're gonna be isolated for a long time. A
Yeah, that's what I'm
long
saying. I don't like tight spaces like that.
But I bet you they retire them joints and give them 100% disability coming out. I bet you.
Yeah, yeah, they need 100. They need 100% when they get out. That's psychological.
You either shut the hell up, money.
That's bad for your
Some
health.
people, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, bro.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I don't think it would have bothered me like that. It wouldn't have bothered me like that. But
well, some people like that.
But some people's actions would not be. I would not like it. I'll put it that way.
And plus, man, it ain't no woman on the show.
Okay, then shoot, that's where we're gonna have a problem. We will have a problem. No.
They knew better not to put no women on the show, bro. That'd be a recipe for disaster.
Even pirates had the sense to bring on women.
There ain't no women on that, bro.
We can't. No. There's gonna be some problems up on our hands. We don't get some search. No.
Yeah. But all right, brother, hold it down.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. There you have it. Another episode. Like, share this episode, and don't forget to check out my Patreon and my books. Love Can't Wait, Boss Life Secrets on Amazon.com. Any questions, any concerns, you can always email me at renegademoney@gmail.com. That's renegademoney@gmail.com. My email is strolling on the bottom of this email, so you can contact me there. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.